So first thing we want to do is we want to get down a really simple chord progression. Right, now we're going to add that last bit of the chord into the violas. These other high string patches, they're my melody patches, even though they're not really a melody, but more of like a voice leading with the chords. So these are more effective higher up in the range but basically the human hearing picks out high frequencies a lot better. I think it might be a cool idea to add another trumpet patch. So I'm going to save this current trumpet patch for the lower part of the chords, and I'm going to load an extra cinematic studio brass trumpet patch for legato, so we can really buff up that melodic voicing that I was talking about with the strings earlier, and also we can get that really nice legato sound that trumpets usually have in the higher range. And just as you're going along doing this sort of thing, it's a good idea to do like really basic mixing, and by that I mean just changing the levels every now and then just to make sure everything is perfectly balanced well enough to be able to hear everything. And maybe a little bit of panning if you think it needs it. I would probably advise to avoid having any orchestral sounds in the center because we want to save that space for sound design, essentially. And the piatti, we're going to have essentially playing the same rhythm as the fast hits. So the sub bass is probably pretty obviously going to be playing the same as all the other bass notes played by the strings and the brass. We're going to have it lower down though in the octave for the first half of the piece, and then towards the second half, where everything is brought in, it's going to be a little bit harder to hear it down in that range. So we're going to drag it up a little bit more. It's still going to have that really nice juicy bass effect. It's just not as deep, which is fine as we're avoiding more muddiness and we're still getting that bass effect. In fact, what might be also a really cool idea is to drag the sustain down on the piano so that it has like a bit more of an attack. But I can't see it in the interface of this, so we're going to have to go into the wrench sign up here, and this lets you dig deeper into the samples, edit it much further, the sample programming basically. And if you look down here in the modulation box, this is where you can find the envelope, the ADSR. So we're just going to affect it a little bit.